G'day everyone, Jason Nunn from Fisherman's Warehouse Marine, Sweet Street at Warners Bay, your Newcastle Honda marine dealer. A little bit overcast today, thank goodness. What a hot start to the week we've had. This weekend, guys, you're going to have northeast winds really Friday, Saturday. Sunday will start out okay, and we're going to have a bit of a southeast kick in, bit of a sort of a change, not too big, and maybe a few showers into Sunday. But the water temperature at the moment is really playing its part. It's really sort of on the beaches 16 to 18 degrees in patches, definitely in the channel no better. I'd say 18 at best, and it's affecting the ocean right the way out, even out as far as say 80 fathoms, not getting much above 19 and a half, maybe 19.8 at very best on the shelf. Say 100 fathom line, 21.6 to 21.8. Not much at all. There's some really good water up off Port Stephens travelling down 23, maybe getting close to 24 degrees. Foster, Seals, Rocks, Canyons, that area there. So it will start to move down, but it is still quite cool at the moment. Those nor'easters have really done a job in getting that big cold water upwelling off the coast, and because we can't win a big southerly, and we need really a few days of them now to roll that water back, we're going to have this cool water, I think, for a couple of weeks still to come. Out wide last Friday, they got some really nice marlin, striped marlin, up on the car park and above, and I've heard some reports down off Broken Bay as well. Some anglers catching 5 stripes, or tagging them of course, 3s, 5s, single fish, but quite a lot on the coast on Friday. I know my good mate Lucas Stansford went out on Sunday, 0. They didn't see a fish, and then on Monday they got them down at Broken Bay. So it is certainly fluctuating out wide, but don't look for temperature. The colour's good and there's plenty of bait out there. Didn't hear any reports of dolphin fish. I haven't heard any reports of dolphin fish back on that fad line, and I think that's just been affected by that cool water. So we're really going to be hinging on now that next body of water to move through and hopefully clear out some of this cooler water in time for Christmas, only a few weeks away. That cold water is affecting our inshore reefs as well. Still the odd snapper around, but the guys offshore are doing it tough. So don't expect to go out there and fill a box full of fish. You're just going to have to make it up. Trevally, some flathead, maybe the odd red, maybe the odd bonito, but it's going to be tough going on those inshore reefs. The same as the beaches and the rocks, guys. That water's right up along the coast, so it's put that whiting fishing off. So there might be the odd whiting about, brim, but it's not good at the moment. It's even got a bit of colour to the water. I'm hoping slight southerly today may clean it up a little bit and we start to see some real vast improvement along the coastline. The lake itself even this week has been affected, I reckon. The fishing has slowed down coming off the back of that new moon, and now we're getting into the first quarter of the full. As we run back, we're looking for improvements. The tides this weekend on Saturday, low tide just before 7 o'clock, and it's 0.74, so it's not a super low tide. The high tide around about 20 past 1 on Saturday afternoon, 1.74. So a very good tide later in the afternoon, but you need to avoid fishing the run-in tide. So all the action is going to be in the morning, and try to pick it if you're going to be in the channel, particularly fishing for brim and whiting. Tube worms, definitely. I know New Age has got tube worms in again. So it's got to fish that run out tide. Once that tide starts to turn and run back in, the channel will just shut down, and it has been doing that for days. You've got to get yourself back in the lake, fish down Nesca Park, or even start to get out on the fringes, Belmont Bay, or move over to the western side of the lake where we're still holding very good temperature in the lake. Middle of the lake at the moment, 24. And I spoke to Les from Aquabait today. They're drawing in water onto the tube worm farm at around about 28 from Bonnells Bay. So the lake itself keeping a lot of temperature. So it gives a lot of scope to move around. Spoke to my good mate Steve Norris today. He's even finding it tough. Tagged 1 fish this morning, but it's been a struggle coming back on this new moon. I think we've just got to get towards the full over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we start to see some type of improvement. The end of the prawn run wasn't that bad. I've seen a couple of good photos, and I spoke to a few of the guys. They definitely got a couple of kilo of prawns. Some of them got a little bit more, but there was some consistency with the size, as there was a lot of brim and whiting on those flats. You've got to fish that run out tide. There's been some nice flatties in the channel, only on the run out I might add. Kings at the bridge, and there's still been that squid activity seaward side. But now when moving through that prawn's now finished, you're going to start to see squid back down on those normal haunts, guys, particularly Murrays throughout the day, and really early morning on that run out tide up near the drop over. Still some kings, still some mulloway around, but the cold water is a real bugger at the present moment. All in all, guys, doesn't look that bad with those sort of nor'easters, that sou'easter Sunday. Water temp's terrible. Got to persist with it. Christmas around the corner. See you next week.